Hey everybody, welcome to my yard, and today what we are making is a bone broth. Now I know bone broths are one of these things that are super popular and everybody's doing bone broths and they have it at all of the ramen restaurants and everything like that. But today we're making something that's a little bit different. We're not getting too complicated with it. We're making it super easy so that you can do it, you can follow along. And what makes it bare bones isn't just the fact that it's super simple. We're also using bare bones.
I'm Josh McFadds, and I like to cook. Interlaced with my love of food is a love for the outdoors, and I kind of like it all. I want to share my adventures, the foods I love to eat, how to prepare them, and introduce you to some of my friends along the way. Pull up a chair around the fire, enjoy the scenery, and stick around for the food.
Now this bare bone broth is going to be, again, like I said, super simple. We're going to add a few things like onion and garlic and these bones in there to give it this really nice rich flavor, and the focus of the flavor is all in the bare bone. So bare meat, if you haven't had it before, it's very kind of similar to beef and pork, a little bit of a mix in the middle there somewhere. So it's delicious meat. It has a really cool flavor to it, and one of the reasons why I wanted to share this with you guys and not do it with just like a beef bone, because it's cool, because it's a little bit of a wild game type of thing, and the second part is that a lot of bear hunters don't eat their bears, which I find kind of strange. So I've always been raised to believe that if you kill it or shoot it or harvest it, you got to eat it. And I've lived by that my whole life, and that came from my dad. So I harvested this bear, and I haven't shown really much of that on social media or anything at all because I want to be respectful, and I know that it's not really appealing to a lot of people, so I don't want to show too much of that. And if you're a hunter and you're used to those types of things, that's great. I don't want to celebrate the grip and grin and all of that type of stuff that comes with hunting that isn't really super appealing to people who don't like hunting at all and haven't really been introduced to harvesting wild animals. So I might show you a little bit of that footage now from my bear hunt. I went with a friend of mine, Kevin, who hooked me up with a really great location, and I was able to harvest my first bear for the first time with my bow. And here's a little bit of that footage.
All right, hey everybody, we're back out here in bear country again with Kevin, guide Kevin. It's like Kevin and Keenan mixed together, and don't forget it. And this is trip number 2 in bear country. It wasn't successful last time. We saw bears come in. We had a pretty awesome opportunity at a big one. It was really windy. Giant sat there at about 40 yards, didn't come in any closer. And we had a sow that kind of played in front of us for a little bit, but never got the opportunity to take a shot. So today, it's about 4 o'clock-ish? Yeah, 4 o'clock. It's super hot outside, so we're going to dress lightly and get in the stand and see what happens. So the last couple of days, there's been a little less activity, but we've been seeing cubs, which I guess is somewhat an indication that the sows have pushed the older cubs out of the nest, and they're ready to breed. So if we see some sows, we'll more than likely see some awesome boars.
Yeah, they should be paired up right now.
Yeah, which is great, and also kind of intimidating and scary. The wood ticks are now out. I've had a couple pull off my leg, and there's another one right there. So we're gonna get geared up and hop in the stand. Chesterfield up in the stand with me. If you don't know what a Chesterfield is, it's like a couch for a whole family. He hauls it into the woods. You would have seen that in that hiking footage there. And he just lives in the lap of luxury. We've got snacks, we've got sandwiches, we've got all kind of good stuff. We're loaded with ticks, so we got that covered. And we just got up in the stand. This is a comforting feeling here. There's poop. There's bear poop where my feet are standing right now. So I'm up in the stand, and as I'm climbing into this thing, I realize there's bear poop where I'm sitting. It's a little unnerving. Kevin's smiling. but it feels weird.
There's a cub come up a couple steps up the tree last night.
Yeah, so he had a little action last night with a feisty little cub, and which I'm still intimidated by. But yeah, we're gonna sit in our stands here and put in some time.
It's on the memory card last night.
Yeah, we're gonna check up on the cards to see if anything nice came in. And so far the birds are here. The birds are here eating the grain, and it looks like the bears have been here. So we're gonna tuck in, wait for the wind to calm down a little bit, and see if we can get some bear meat in the freezer tonight. See what happens.
There's a bear that's probably a 550, 600 pound bear. All of like a 21-inch plus skull. And he was here 30 minutes after I left last night.
Wow. So just to be clear, I'm not looking for that bear to come in. But if it comes in, Keevan's taking a poke.
The goal is a bear perfect size for Josh to come in. And I can shoot this big one hopefully another time, but I'm not gonna complain if it does come in.
Yeah. If the big one comes in, I'm putting my bow down. Thanks. Oh my gosh.
Dude, we did it. Can't be more than 80 with that shot, I don't think.
I'm being told it was a good shot. So yeah, we're going into the tick woods, and we have a decent amount of work cut out for us, but I brought 2 awesome coolers, and I'll have to stop at the gas bar to get a little bit of ice on the way home. I'm pumped. I didn't bring any ice this time. I brought a little bit of ice, but I didn't bring as much as I brought last time because I think I assumed it was bad luck. Yeah, it's like bananas in the boat. I filled the coolers with ice. Yeah. Dang it! Oh man, I'm excited. This is gonna be good. So we're on the ground now, doing the hunt, and we're looking for the arrow, and it's right here, sitting in the grass. So there's a full pass through. There it is. It's got some hair on it. Focus working. There's the arrow. Tip's got a bunch of dirt on it, and you can see that there's some blood and hair. Kind of cool looking. Do I lick it or?
That's right.
I'm supposed to lick the arrow. So this arrow, something special is gonna have to happen with it. And now we're going on a little trek in the woods and see if we can find this bear.
Does that look like blood right there?
Oh jeez. You're a tricky man. Wow. Yeah, I don't care.
Like, see how cautious he was coming in?
Yeah.
And then boom. Like, okay, no one's here.
So for me, it was a super emotional experience. I was able to, get out there and harvest an animal for the first time that I had all of these crazy thoughts about. I was definitely an anti-bear hunter in the past, and it took me a lot of years and time to warm up to the idea because I thought that I had something against baiting, and I thought that I had something against taking bears out of the ecosystem for whatever reason. And I was hearing all these things and I didn't really like it, and it made me feel kind of gross inside. And harvesting a wild bear makes you feel not super awesome inside, but it's also something worth celebrating because we're walking in the path of our ancestors and kind of doing this cool traditional thing. And we're also eating meat that hasn't been mass produced by a farm. It's pure, it's clean, it's super healthy for you, and it really does taste delicious. So my whole mission here is the education part. I didn't know what I know now if I hadn't educated myself when it comes to bear hunting or eating more bear meat. I was definitely against all of the stories that I heard about bear hunters not eating their bear meat, and I thought that that was kind of a preposterous thing. However, now that I've eaten a lot of it and I understand it and I know cool ways to cook it, that's the flag that I want to wave right now. So I want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable eating wild game, that you feel comfortable eating wild game that you've harvested, and that it's not one of these things that you feel put off by. And I'm not going to get mad at anyone who's not eating their bear meat. I just want to encourage you and help educate you as I educate myself on the few cool ways that we can simplify the cooking methods and not make things, taste gross or poorly. We want to be able to enjoy these meats that we harvest for sure. So I want to walk kind of down that path with you guys, show you the ways that I have been able to enjoy it, and also get some feedback from you and let me know if you like this or if you have any other cool recipes that you've used that allow you to enjoy meat in a really cool kind of natural, simple way and not overcomplicate it and overcook it, which is obviously one of those things that makes meat also taste kind of gross. So bare bones, bear broth is coming up. What we're doing is we're blanching the bare bones in some water. I'm going to get the Coleman stove going and we'll boil this water. So we'll blanch these bones for probably about 20 minutes. I've got some femur here and I've got some blade, and I've also got a bear shank because I want to put some meat into my soup that I'm going to be making later with this broth. So all of these are going in there. So I'm just blanching them to help get a little bit of that meat and skin off and softened up a little bit, clean them up. Once that's done, we're draining the water and we're throwing them on the smoker. So those are going to get roasted and smoked. So that roast and that smoke is going to add all of these cool kind of caramelized flavors and aromas into the meat. And also that will transfer into the soup at the end, or into our broth at the end. So I want all of that stuff to go in there. And then once we have those roasted in the smoke, we're going to go back to a pot of water and bring up the temperature slowly with our bones in it. That will also be paired with some onion, maybe a little bit of herb, and some garlic. Again, super, super simple. We'll boil that for a super long time. And when we're done, we'll be able to strain it off and have a really cool broth that we can really put on anything. I think I'm going to make like a ramen noodle with it, but we'll see. So boiled bear bones are coming up.